What if I told you that the greatest victory of your life, that dream you envision in every detail, is not just in the future? What if I revealed to you that it already exists in a parallel reality, waiting only for you to claim it? Welcome to the Secret of Wealth channel, the channel where we unravel Napoleon Hill's teachings to transform potential into power and dreams into tangible reality. Today's topic addresses the most powerful and at the same time, the most misunderstood principle of his philosophy. A secret that, once absorbed, becomes a decree to the universe. Pay attention, because what I'm about to explain challenges everything you've learned about fighting to achieve. The vast majority of people adopt the model of seeing is believing. They wait to see money in their account to feel rich. They wait to be promoted to feel competent. They wait for external validation to feel confident. They live like leaves in the wind, bound by circumstances, waiting for an outside sign to provoke an internal change. And that's exactly why most people stay where they are. However, Napoleon Hill, after studying the most powerful men in the world for over 20 years, like Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford, discovered a surprising truth. The giants, the empire builders, the true winners act in a completely opposite way. They understand an essential law of the mind and the universe. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. They live by the principle of believe to see. In this video, I will give you the key that opens the door to this mindset. We are not talking about deception or superficial optimism. We are talking about self-suggestion taken to its highest level. We are referring to a faith so deep in your mind and spirit that your external reality has no choice but to align with your inner conviction. I will teach you how to incorporate the energy, posture, language, and focus of your victorious version right now. The result, an unshakable self-confidence that defies any obstacle and a magnetic ability to attract people and opportunities that, today, seem invisible to you. Get ready. What we are about to build, step by step, is a mental fortress. Stay with me, because the journey to your inevitable victory starts now. To understand the colossal power behind this principle, you need to understand the workings of your most silent and powerful ally, your subconscious mind. Imagine your mind as a vast and fertile garden. Your conscious mind is the gardener, the one who decides which seeds to plant. The garden, the fertile and deep soil, is your subconscious mind. This garden makes no judgments. It doesn't question whether the seed is a weed or a prize-winning flower. Its only function is to make any seed the gardener plants there sprout with all its power. Now pay attention, because this is the key to everything. Your subconscious mind, this immense power, cannot distinguish between a real physical experience and an experience that is repeatedly lived with intense imagination and emotion. To it, both are equally real. When you act as if you have already won, you are not trying to deceive anyone. In fact, you are doing the most important work of all. You are deeply instructing yourself at the innermost level. You take on the role of master gardener. Every gesture of confidence, every decision made without hesitation, every word spoken with the certainty of someone who has already arrived, are seeds of victory being deliberately planted in this fertile soil. And what happens when you repeat this with discipline? Your subconscious mind accepts this new reality as something already established. Once it accepts, it starts working relentlessly to align your external world with this new internal programming. How does this manifest in practice? It's fascinating. Your intuition sharpens. Suddenly, you have the right idea at the exact moment. You hear a casual comment and see a business opportunity that would have gone unnoticed before. Your physical posture changes. You begin to walk with more purpose. Your handshake becomes firmer. Your eye contact is direct and assured. People notice this energy. They don't know why, but they trust you more. They want to be around you. They see you as a leader. The universe does not give you what you ask for with words. It reflects you as the person you have become internally. By acting like a winner, you become a magnet for the circumstances, people, and resources that lead to victory. This is the secret of personal power that Napoleon Hill uncovered. It is not luck. It is mental science. It is discipline. The question is not whether this works. The question is, what is the exact image of victory that you will imprint on your mind? Without a clear target, even the most skilled archer shoots inaccurately. And this is where 99% of people fail. Here, the dream dies before it even starts, in the absence of clarity, in the fog of uncertainty. Napoleon Hill called the solution for this the definiteness of purpose. Pay attention to the word definite. This is not a vague desire. I want to be rich is not a purpose, it is a daydream. I want to be successful is not a goal, it is an illusion. Your subconscious, the great architect, does not work with illusions. It works with detailed plans. It needs a well-structured blueprint to begin any work. Without it, he becomes paralyzed. Therefore, the first and most crucial step to acting as if you've already won is to define what your victory is. And now, I ask you, what does your victory look like? Not someone else's, yours. What is the exact amount of money you want to have or generate annually? Write that number down. Imagine it reflected in your bank account statement. What is the maximum time frame for achieving this goal? Every goal needs a deadline to generate a sense of urgency. What would your perfect day look like? From the moment you wake up, where do you live? Try to feel the texture of the sheets on your bed, the aroma of breakfast, the view through the window. How do you feel when you look in the mirror? Feel the emotion, the confidence, the peace of mind, and the serene power pulsing through your veins. Who do you associate with? What are the conversations like? What impact does your work have on the lives of others? Now pay attention. This image, this vivid and emotion-filled scene, is your script. This is the person you will begin to embody starting today. You will no longer act like a generic winner. You will act like a specific person who lives in that house, generates that amount, and feels that unshakable confidence. Every decision you make from this moment on must be filtered by one question. Would the victorious person you just visualized do this? Would they eat this? Would they spend their time this way? Would they allow this situation to shake them? Absolute clarity is what transforms hope into focus. And focus, as Hill said, is the ability to concentrate all your mental and spiritual power on achieving a single goal. This intense focus is what eliminates obstacles as if they were made of paper. But there's no point in having the most detailed treasure map if, in the first storm, you let the wind carry everything away. Having a plan for your victory is the first step. The next, and perhaps the most challenging, is to fortify your mind to build this reality, brick by brick, day after day, without fail. And this is where the dreamer separates from the achiever. Because as soon as you design the blueprint for your new life, an immense and invisible force will try to pull you back to your old self. These are your past habits, the deeply rooted limiting beliefs, the treacherous voice of fear and doubt echoing in your mind. It's the dangerous comfort of mediocrity, and this is where the warrior comes in. Here enters the virtue that Napoleon Hill considered the most important of all, self-discipline. Forget the idea that discipline is suffering or punishment. That's a lie created to keep you exactly where you are. Self-discipline is the greatest act of self-love. It is the conscious decision to be loyal to your future self, instead of being a prisoner of your past self. It is the muscle that allows you to act as if you've already won. Even when your bank balance, your boss, or the circumstances around you scream the opposite. Self-discipline, in essence, is the absolute control of your focus. It's the sacred ability to be the master of your own attention, and you begin to train this muscle with power rituals. Pay attention, because your first hour in the morning sets the success of your day. Before you touch your phone, before you contaminate yourself with the news, before you give the world permission to dictate your mood, you have an unbreakable commitment to your victory. Take the plan you've created, your clearly defined purpose, and read it aloud with conviction. Then for 5 to 10 minutes, close your eyes and fully immerse yourself in the scene of your victory realized. Feel the emotion, feel the gratitude, the power, the peace. This ritual is your daily vaccine against the virus of doubt and fear. Secondly, you must immediately begin a strict mental diet. Think about it. A king does not allow traitors or spies in his court. Likewise, you cannot allow thoughts of scarcity, fear, or limitation in the court of your mind. Be relentless. Cut off access to pessimistic news. Stay away from people who live to complain. Stop following content that makes you feel inadequate. You are the curator of your mental museum. From today, you will only display works of art that represent power, competence, wealth, and infinite possibilities. This mental fortification is not passive. It is not just a defense. When practiced consistently, something extraordinary begins to happen. You accumulate personal power. You stop being a leaf in the wind, reacting to the world, and you become the wind itself. You begin to be the cause and no longer the effect. And this is the point where you discover the true meaning of power. But what kind of power is this? Now pay close attention, because it is vital that you understand the difference. Don't confuse power with force. Force is shouting to be heard. It's imposing your will. It's fighting against the current. Force demands immense effort. It creates resistance and always generates conflict. It's the path of wear and tear. Power, true power that comes from a focused and disciplined mind, is completely different. It is silent. It is magnetic. It is the calm and unshakable certainty of someone who knows exactly where they are going, and that their arrival is just a matter of time. Think of the force of gravity. A planet does not need to exert effort to keep its moons in orbit. Its mere existence, its mass, creates a field of power that naturally attracts the moons. Similarly, when your mind is clear about your purpose and fortified by self-discipline, you generate a field of personal energy. The right people, brilliant ideas, and the opportunities you need begin to be drawn into your orbit as if by magic. Acting as if you've already won is the external manifestation of that internal power. The person who has already won feels no need to prove anything. They don't waste time with pointless arguments. They are not shaken by the opinions of those who have never achieved great things. They act with an economy of energy and precision that is hypnotic, and their words carry more weight, not because they are spoken loudly, but because they carry a conviction that is palpable. Now is the moment for you to anchor this power, make it physical, and form a pact with your own greatness. I want to invite you to do something that goes beyond a simple comment. It is a declaration, a psycho-magic act that sends a direct command to your subconscious. Do not do this for me, nor for the engagement of the channel. Do this for you. Do it as a symbolic act of breaking with your old self. Do it so that your future self can look back and know that it was at this very moment that the decision was made. Stop what you're doing for a second. Go to the comments section and write, with all the conviction that exists in your being, these 3 words. 3 words that are a decree, a prophecy, and your new identity. Write, I am the winner. Do this now. Feel the vibration and the truth in those words as you type them. Done. The decree has been made. The pact is sealed. With this energy pulsing within you, we are now ready for the next step, transforming this internal power into calculated and massive action in the real world. Because, as an ancient and wise text says, faith without works is dead. The winner's mindset, as powerful as it is just the ignition. Action is the fuel that makes the engine of reality turn in your favor. But pay attention. This is not just any kind of action. It's not about working blindly and desperately. Cemeteries are full of people who worked hard all their lives and got nowhere. We are talking about inspired and calculated action. When you act out of fear, your action is frantic. When you act out of need, your action is reactive. But when you act as if the victory is already yours, the quality of your action transforms. It becomes calm, precise, focused, and extremely effective. You stop shooting in all directions and begin to act like a chess master who knows the game is already won and just needs to execute the moves that will lead to the inevitable checkmate. Now, imagine this power of action multiplied by 10. Napoleon Hill made a surprising discovery in his studies. No great leader, no millionaire, no industry genius ever reached the top alone. They all, without exception, applied the principle of the mastermind. What is a mastermind? It is the harmonious alliance of two or more minds working together in perfect sync for a common and well-defined goal. Hill claimed that when two minds unite in harmony, a third invisible and intangible force is created, a third mind that carries the wisdom and power of both individuals and much more. The person who acts as if they've already won understands this instinctively. They are not arrogant, they are confident, and this confidence makes them secure enough to seek advice, form alliances, and surround themselves with people who are as or more competent than they are in specific areas. Their clarity of purpose and the energy of certainty that emanates from them attract other talents. Therefore, your task now is to begin building your mastermind. Think. Who are the people who can offer you the knowledge, support, or contacts you don't yet have? And perhaps most importantly, what value can you offer them first? A mastermind is a two-way street built on trust, purpose, and mutual benefits. Victory, my friend, is rarely an individual sport. With your mind fortified, your declaration of victory echoing through the universe, and your circle of allies starting to form, you become a true force of nature. But even the most powerful forces encounter resistance. What do you do when you face what Napoleon Hill wisely called a temporary defeat? The answer to this question is what separates giants from small players, enduring empires from sandcastles. Now, pay close attention, because what I am about to reveal may change your relationship with difficulties forever. The first thing the person who has already won does is permanently erase the word failure from their mental vocabulary. Failure is a verdict. It's a full stop. A winner doesn't deal with full stops. They deal with commas, with detours on the path. They see what the world calls failure for what it really is, a temporary defeat. Understand the depth of this. When you operate with absolute certainty that your victory is inevitable, any obstacle becomes just that, an obstacle. It is not a sign to give up. It's a test of character. It's the universe measuring the size of your conviction, strengthening you and preparing you for the weight of the crown you are destined to wear. The winner who acts as if they've already arrived looks at the wall in front of them, not with desperation, but with the calm of someone who knows that it's just a part of the scenery on their epic journey. And within this ironclad mindset lies one of the deepest secrets Napoleon Hill left us. After analyzing thousands of lives, he discovered that every adversity, every failure, and every headache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Your task, as the winner you are, is not to avoid problems, but to become a master at finding the seed within them. Starting today, when something goes wrong, you will forbid your mind from asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, you will adopt the mindset of a strategist and ask, "What is this trying to teach me? Where's the opportunity that my competitors, blinded by panic, can't see? How can I use this situation to propel myself even faster toward my purpose?" The client you lost, Perhaps they were occupying the space of a much better client. That investment that didn't work out? The lesson you bought for a low price will protect you from $1 million loss in the future. The door that closed? Perhaps it was blocking you from seeing the golden gate that opened right next to it. This ability to transform obstacles into stepping stones, to transmute poison into medicine, is what makes you truly unstoppable. But what fuels this indomitable persistence? What makes you get up one more time than you fall? It is the most powerful driving force a human being can generate. It is the true fuel of the rocket of achievement. And that fuel, the energy source that makes self-discipline possible, that transforms temporary defeat into learning and sustains your daily action, is what Napoleon Hill called burning desire. Pay attention. I'm not talking about a simple want. I'm not talking about a preference or a passing dream. Oh, it would be nice to have a successful business. That is a weak desire. It's a spark that the first difficulty snuffs out. The burning desire, on the other hand, is completely different. It is a constructive obsession. It is a thought that dominates your mind, that pulses through your veins. It is the first thought when you wake up and the last before you sleep. It is a force so powerful, so visceral, that giving up becomes a physical and mental impossibility. It is the deep reason behind your goal. Now imagine with me, a man is underwater and someone is holding him there. He wants air. He needs air. Every cell in his body begs for oxygen. At this moment, he is not thinking about the bill to pay, what others will think of him, or the episode of the series he missed. There is only one focus, one desire that consumes all others. His need for air is absolute. This is the level of desire you need for your victory. You need to want your goal with the same intensity as this man wants air. When your purpose becomes your emotional and spiritual survival, what happens? Procrastination disappears. Fear cowers. The opinions of others become irrelevant. You connect to a source of energy that previously seemed non-existent. You are able to work longer hours, not because you force yourself, but because work has become the expression of your desire. You study more, learn faster, wake up earlier, not out of obligation, but because your soul demands progress. So, look inside yourself with total honesty. Is your desire a gentle fire or an incandescent furnace? If it's not strong enough, you need to feed it. And you feed it the same way you feed a fire, with more fuel. Go back to your vision, dive into it every day, write about it, talk about it with your mastermind. Visualize all the rewards, but also visualize the pain of not achieving it. Create such a distance between the life you are building and the life you refuse to accept, that turning back becomes the greatest pain of all. With this furnace burning inside you, your journey takes on a new dimension. You are no longer just acting. You are being guided by an inner force that pulls you inexorably toward your victory. But how do you keep this fire burning day after day without failing? There is a final secret, a seal that guarantees your mental construction becomes an unshakable temple. The secret to keeping this inner furnace burning relentlessly, the final seal that transforms your mental construction into an indestructible temple, is a power act as subtle as it is devastatingly effective. You need to stop trying to get there and start living from there. What does that mean? It means your quest ends now. You are no longer trying to become a winner. You are a winner who is simply dealing with the details of manifestation. This is true faith, in the most powerful sense that Napoleon Hill taught. Not a fragile hope, but an active, emotional, and unwavering conviction. It is the serene and absolute knowledge that what you defined in your mind is already yours in the spiritual plane and is, at this very moment, moving toward you in the physical plane. And how does this faith express itself? How do you live in this state of already accomplished victory? through the most humble and at the same time most powerful force in the universe, gratitude. But pay attention, I am not talking about the common gratitude that the world practices. I am talking about radical gratitude, anticipatory gratitude. Most people only thank after receiving the gift. The winner thanks at the moment they make the request because they fully trust the sender. By feeling and expressing genuine gratitude for your victory before it is visible to your eyes, you are sending the most powerful signal that exists. You are telling your subconscious, the discussion is over. This is real. It has already happened. You change your vibrational frequency from I want, which is an energy of lack, to I have and am grateful, which is the frequency of full and realized abundance. Starting today, in your sacred morning and evening ritual, you will incorporate this seal of power. At the end of your visualization, flood your heart with a genuine feeling of gratitude. Say aloud to yourself, I am deeply grateful for the wealth that is already flowing into my life. I am grateful for the perfect health I enjoy. I am grateful for the wisdom that guides every one of my decisions. I am grateful for already being the victorious person I have decreed to be. Feel the truth of every word. This is the peak of acting as if you have already won. You are no longer simply acting, you are being. You are the heir who has already claimed their inheritance and now lives in a state of appreciation for it. There is no more room for doubt, fear, or uncertainty. When you combine a burning desire that propels you with unwavering faith expressed through daily gratitude, you become what Hill dreamed for every human being, the master of your destiny, the captain of your soul. Now, with all the pieces of the puzzle in your hands, it's time to take the final step and claim your throne. And what is this throne? It is not a physical seat of gold and velvet. Your throne is the absolute control over your own mind. It is sovereignty over your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It is the power that has been granted to you by birthright. The power to decree a reality in your mind and see it inevitably manifest in your world. Look at the path we've traveled together here. You understood that you must believe to see. You learned to plant the seeds of victory in your subconscious. You designed the exact blueprint of your life with a defined purpose. You built the walls of your mental fortress with self-discipline. You declared your power. You learned to forge mastermind alliances to turn defeat into opportunity. You ignited the burning fire of desire and finally sealed the entire structure with faith and anticipatory gratitude. Do you realize it now? Acting as if you have already won is not just a mindset trick, it is a complete life system. It is the science of personal achievement put into practice. This video is coming to an end, but your real life, your true journey of power is just beginning. Information without application is useless. And to seal your commitment to this new reality, I ask you to do 3 simple but powerful things. First, like this video, think of this like not as a simple click, but as your act of saying yes to the universe. A yes, I accept this new life of power and victory. Second, subscribe to the Path to Wealth channel and turn on notifications. Consider this as officially joining our mastermind, ensuring you continue to receive the keys that will open all the doors of your life. We won't let you walk alone. And lastly, if you haven't already, go to the comments and declare, I am the winner. Take the opportunity to share the greatest lesson you learned from this encounter. Your comment inspires others and solidifies your own learning. Having done that, remember the immortal words that are the essence of Napoleon Hill's entire philosophy. There are no limitations to the mind except those we accept. Today, you chose the mindset of victory. Now, go and act accordingly. Claim your throne, for you are the master of your destiny. You are the captain of your soul.